What's up, Buford Tabletop Gaming? Got a quick video for you today. This is going to be on some MDF terrain. I wanted to talk about a few of the different companies that manufacture good MDF terrain, and I'm sure there's probably 50 more companies I'm going to miss in this, but I'm going to talk to you about the ones that I have and the ones that I like and that have been pretty easy to work with. So let's just jump right in and get started. TT Combat, and I'll drop links for all of this stuff in the description when I'm done. So TT Combat, I've got Forek from the Drowned Earth. He's going to help me out today. They make great inexpensive buildings. These ones are actually discontinued. They were from the Carnivale Kickstarter, and they've got like all new, even better quality terrain than this. Nice thing about TT Combat stuff, super easy to put together, always fits really easily together, and probably the most important thing is that they are awesome about customer service. I mean awesome. I've got a lot of miniatures from them for Rumble Slam and a ton of Carnivale stuff and a bunch, I mean a bunch of MDF terrain. And they cover a large scope of stuff too. They're just starting out on some fantasy stuff, which would be great for Frostgrave. I gotta pick some up. It's really top shelf stuff. It's nice looking, and it's modular too. It's also super cool. They do sci-fi. They've got an Infinity line. They've got 15 mil stuff for their Drop Zone Commander, I think is the game. But they've got that. They just got so much stuff, such a huge selection. Only bummer on the TT Combat stuff is that because we are in the United States here, shipping can sometimes be a bummer because the prices are so great. You're like, oh, I need 15 different MDF kits, and they tend to get a little heavy. So, but this is one of the Carnivale buildings. Came out really nice. A lot of stuff. I've got some stuff that's not painted that I'll be showing you too. Option to knock out the window or not. I knocked out some of them just to show them off. But man, great stuff, and it's good and sturdy. It's just regular MDF, but again, the customer service is what wins the day every time with TT Combat. So while we're talking TT Combat, I've got one 15 mil piece here as well that's really nice too. So they got a lot of different stuff. I use this for Grunts, which is a 15 mil sci-fi game that I really like. It's a lot of fun. Don't have any players where I am, but that never stops me from buying loads and loads of stuff, even if I can't use it. So, little gray board action on the top to get that, and all the gray board in the windows. You didn't have to put them in individually. They were, you can see right here, they were a one piece right there, and just stuck through the window. But again, super easy to put together, super high quality. Good stuff. Can't recommend TT Combat enough. And then we have this bad boy. I love this piece. I bought this for Fistful of Kung Fu, and that's a game by Andre Svigoli. I'm not sure if that's how you say his last name or not. He is the creator of Song of Blades and Heroes rule set, which is an amazing, simple, really dynamic rule set. So back to this. Forek's going to help us out again. Again, it's 28 millimeter building. Works really well for 32 as well. It's not really a big deal. One of the things I really like about this one is the way the steps are designed. For me, for my acrylic bases, you can slide them in there so that they can actually stop on the steps. But it's not going to work for everybody because everybody doesn't have 1.5 millimeter acrylic bases. So Cerissa Precision, bunch of awesome stuff. Not a lot of game-specific stuff unless you're historical. They do a lot of European theater stuff for the actual war games, but they do really great stuff too. And I'll tell you one thing about the Cerissa pieces. I don't think I've ever had to trim a notch on any of the ones that I've put together. They've just slipped together really easily. But this one's super cool because you can play inside. So even as complex as this one was, and this one was a little hard to put together, but it was really only hard to put together because of all the gray board, how it's curved, and the gluing, and I'm super impatient when I'm gluing. So I want it to dry instantly. So that was the most time consuming part, but it really wasn't that bad. But every layer, every level is accessible, which is super cool. The only issue I have with this building is sometimes when you're putting it back together, because you can't really see where the grooves are, it's kind of a pain to get it back together. But this piece is so awesome. The little bit of a pain in the butt that is totally worth it. So again, Cerissa Precision, they've got a lot of different stuff too. I've got a paddle wheel boat from them as well that's really awesome. Unfortunately, when we moved, I broke it a little bit, so I have to fix that one. So Cerissa Precision, awesome stuff. Gotta check them out if you haven't. I'm sure you war gamers out there, you probably already know all these MDF companies, but it's fun to share them anyway to see if there's new stuff that you haven't heard of. Hopefully we can hit on some of that. Like I said, Cerissa is going to carry a whole bunch of different stuff as well. I think really overall TT Combat has the most diverse MDF selection. If you know somebody that's got a better one, please let me know, because I love MDF terrain and I'll probably buy some. So here we go for our next one. I love this building. This is from Burnin Designs, and I use this with Last Days, Zombie Apocalypse, and any other city games that I may or may not have on my bookshelf, which is a lot. So we use it in the Batman miniatures game as well, but mostly it's for Last Days, which is a zombie game. If you haven't heard of it, I encourage you to check it out. It's by Ash Barker. Last Days Zombie Apocalypse, really cool. We'll probably do a review and a battle report on that one too, because it's a fun game. But this one is from Burnin Designs, and it's really cool too. Really easy kit to put together. I really like the stuff that he has, because he has a lot of different stuff, unique stuff. One of my favorite things is I play Wild West Exodus too. So for Wild West terrain, he's got all the buildings from Blazing Saddles. He's got a little town set up for that, and that's awesome. So this is good stuff. Now the one different thing about this is this actually isn't an MDF building. It's like plywood. I don't know if you can really tell in there, but it's more like plywood than it is MDF. And it's great. I mean, it's really sturdy, but sometimes when you're cutting it out where it's been laser cut, because it is plywood, it'll rip little tiny strips off. So you just have to be careful, and you get a little bit of, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little bit of wood grain on the bricks, but honestly, that I could have fixed that just by, you know, maybe putting a little bit of watered down PVA glue on it to kill that, but I didn't really care, because I don't think it's that significant when you paint it up. I don't think it really shows up all that much. But he has some really cool buildings. He's got, I was going to bring the barn over that he has, which is really cool, but it's huge. So I got that for Christmas a couple years ago. So there you go, Burnin Designs, really awesome. Check them out. And then these last two are really cool. So I want to say a couple things about both of them real quick. First of all, this first one I'm going to show you is from miniaturescenery.com. And again, I'll put the link in the description. But it is specifically for Twisted that I have. Now, they make a bunch of other stuff too, but what I have is specifically for Twisted. And it is just so stinking neat. Let me get all this stuff out here. I'm going to show you. It is way, way cool. All of the little, I guess it'd be like filigree. All the wrought iron work is essentially what it would be. So all of this fancy wrought iron work for the terrain is super nice, and it's not flimsy either. It all came out really easy. I will tell you this, when I opened it up and was looking at the sheet of MDF, and all I saw was all these curly cues and everything, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, that's going to be such a pain in the butt to put together. But it really wasn't. It really went together really easily, which kind of surprised me. So the stairs, they're just super cool. They interlock. I've got one more walkway. I got to get a whole bunch more because, I mean, look at them. They're super cool. See if I can get another shot there like that. Yeah, they're just really awesome. And quality material, no peeling on the corners or anything. So it was really, really well done. And what I think, I'm not sure what shipping would be like for that. I got these with our demo starter kit, so I'm not sure what shipping will be. I can tell you later what it'll be because I'm going to have to order some more because it's so cool. And then we have 42 Carver Lane. And I thought this was kind of cool for a couple of reasons. One, because, I mean, it's just cool. It's steampunk. If you don't like steampunk, you won't like it, but I do. I wouldn't say it's my favorite genre, but it's really cool. So I'm saving the last side of the building because it's my favorite. And I actually was supposed to put another piece of MDF behind the windows so that they would block, you know, so it would be like that with a piece of MDF. But I like to put clear plastic in there and then weather them so that they look like old dirty windows. So I knocked out the windows in, the ones that I could. And that's my favorite side, that round hatch right there. I think that's awesome. Anyway, same thing. This one was very intimidating looking because of the way that it looked on the sheet, because of all these curly cues and this kind of stuff. It was like, oh my gosh, this thing's going to be a nightmare. But it really wasn't. It was really pretty easy to put together, especially if you have experience with MDF models. If you don't, it'd probably be a little intimidating when you open it, but really awesome stuff. I can't wait to get some more of those buildings because they're just very flavorful. The design on them is really cool. So now the last one is probably my favorite MDF company, just because of the quality. The quality is ridiculously amazing, but their line is a little bit limited. They do a lot of really good Wild West. They have some sci-fi and a boomtown, a few pieces, which is modern. Sort of like gangster modern is what it's supposed to be, but only a few pieces. They have a really cool sci-fi set that's corridors a la Space Hulk style. But I'm just going to show you the outside of the building first, and then we'll go from there. I'll show you what I love about them. So really good building. Nice detail. I didn't finish the lettering here where it says hardware and something else. Hardware and tinware. I didn't finish that part because, you know, I have thousands of things to paint. But really cool building. The detail is actually quite deep on it, so there's no worry of covering it up. Nice automatically included cover on your rooftop so you can throw your dude up there and be like, nope, sorry, you can't hit me. Now, to give you a frame of reference, this guy's like a sci-fi dwarf, so your regular human's going to stand a little higher in there. But I'm going to show you the part that I love the most about Black Maria Designs, and that's this. These is all double walled. It is like ridiculously sturdy. So whereas you might have a single walled piece of terrain like that MDF, all of the Black Maria Design stuff that I have, and all I have is the Wild West stuff for Wild West Exodus, it's all double walled like this. So it is ridiculously sturdy. It's crazy, and it makes it's a good heavy piece on the table. It's just amazing. I absolutely love it. And if you need Wild West terrain, or I can't remember if they have a little fantasy or not, but they have the Wild West and the sci-fi. If you need Wild West terrain, man, Black Maria Designs is the place to go because it is just top shelf stuff. They did an Asian themed Kickstarter, I want to say it was 2 years ago, and it didn't get funding, and I backed it, and it was so awesome looking. I backed it for like $400. It was a bunch of stuff. It was a whole walled, not really village, but like a wealthy Japanese lord or something like that, his compound, and all kinds of really cool buildings. But sadly, it didn't get funded, but that's okay. I think they might have it on the website now, but I'm not sure. I haven't been there in a while because I have too much MDF terrain to paint as it is. So anyway, those are some of my favorites. Those are the ones that I have. Those are the ones that I recommend. If you know of any other really good MDF terrain manufacturers, I would love to hear about them. I know about a few more as well, but these ones are really some of my favorites as far as assembly and quality and the way that they look. But if you know of any that I absolutely need to check out, please let me know, because I love MDF terrain. I build most of my stuff. Most of my stuff is scratch built, but I do like the MDF terrain because it helps me fill up my table really fast, and I like terrain dense games, so that's something I like. I print some of my stuff too, but I like to scratch build. As a matter of fact, give me 1 second. Alright, I'm back. So this is one of my favorite scratch builds. And again, this is for Wild West Exodus. And it's just foam core. Foam core and some popsicle sticks and some cheap drywall mud. Like, this is dollar store drywall mud. So, but anyway, so that's some of the terrain. Lots of fun, cool stuff. Again, let me know what terrain manufacturers you like, or if you like to scratch build, any of that kind of stuff. Drop something in the comments, click the like button, subscribe, share, do whatever you got to do so we can get word out, because all of the purpose of this channel is to, number one, expand our little gaming club where we are, and the second purpose is to promote Coastal Con 2020, which is our convention that is focusing on independent game developers. So if you know any independent game developers, tell them about us. We will try and get their game in at our convention if we can get somebody to run it. So have a good one, guys.